This is block 8 from topic 2. Block 8 is reviewing concepts for your test tomorrow. So this is page, we need to be on page 60. We're looking at problem number 5. And problem 5 has 3 problems, an A, B, and C. I'm going to work A together to review everything. Then each group is going to have either problem B or problem C. Then we're going to record our information on that problem on a piece of poster. Then we're going to be swapping posters with groups to check your work, to see how you did. Alright, so all of these concepts will be tested tomorrow on your test. So again, I'm doing problem 5A with you together. So problem 5 says, for each scenario, find a unit rate and write an equation that relates the two quantities. Make a table of 4 values and sketch a graph of the relationship. Identify the constant or proportionality. So there was a lot in that paragraph they told me to do. They told me, find a unit rate. They told me, write an equation. They told me to make a table of 4 values. They told me to sketch a graph. And they told me to identify the constant of proportionality. So how many different things for each problem am I having to find? 5 different things here. Okay, so A says, Sasha works at a clothing store. She earns $66 for working an 8-hour shift. So the first thing I want to do is find a unit rate. Oopsies. My pen went away. So I'm going to first find my unit rate. To find unit rate, we just divide our $66 divided by our hours. How many hours did she work?
8.
8 hours. So I'm going to take my calculator, 66 divided by 8, and my unit rate is 8.25. And that's going to be dollars per what?
Hour.
Per hour. That's my unit rate. So each hour, how much is she earning?
$8.25.
$8.25. My unit rate is also my constant of proportionality, my K. So K is the same as unit rate. Well, what did I get for K? Unit rate. $8.25. So my K value is also $8.25. K stands for constant of proportionality. So far, I've done unit rate, check. Constant of proportionality, check. Now I want to make an equation. Well, we wrote a sticky note in one of our lessons of how to write an equation. And it was in the form of y equals kx. Well, do I know what a k is?
It's 8.25.
8.25. So now I can write an equation, y equals 8.25 x. That's my equation. That's all I fill in. So that's checked off my list. Have I done any really hard math so far?
No.
All I have done is known my vocabulary words. Unit rate, we divided to find a per 1 hour. K is my constant of proportionality. It's the same as unit rate. I knew my form of an equation, and K is replaced with my unit rate. Now I'm gonna make a table so I can make a graph. I am out of room, so can I erase this
Yeah.
to write a table?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we got one person wrapping up here. So now I am gonna create a table so that I can graph this. I'm gonna make a T-chart, and I'm gonna let this represent my hours or my X for my equation, and this is gonna represent my money in various hours or my Y. Well, I want to see some different hours, and it says I need at least how many values in my table? 4. I'm going to make life simple, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. What was my equation that I wrote? Y equals what?
Y equals $8.25 times X.
Times X. Got a little delay here on my times X. So if X is 1, I could do Y equals 8.25 times 1. Well, what does Y equal? What is 8.25 times 1?
8.2.
So this is 8.25. Now I'm going to plug in a 2. Plug in a 2 there. 2 times 8.25.
16.50.
16.50 you say?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll take your word for it. What do I do with my 3?
You 8 times.
Erase that and write a 3 this time. 3 times 8.25.
24, yeah, 75.
Whoopsies. All right.
Take the regular seat.
What'd you say it was?
27.47.
No,
24.75.
Okay, goodness gracious. And then for 4, what am I doing? Stop.
33 even.
I do 4 times 8.25.
33.
And you say it is $33 even.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
This one.
Now I have some ordered pairs to make my graph. So, I'm going to erase this equation out of my way a little bit. This is going to be my hours because that is where X is. Your X is down here. And I just wrote on my graph. And what am I going to title this Y-axis? What is it talking about? Money. So I'm going to title this one Money. And I'm going to decide, and I'm going to count each of the X lines by 1. Should I count by anything special on my Y lines for all these numbers to fit?
33.
You want to count by 33s?
No.
What if we counted,
4.
It could be
Like
4.
4.
what if I did 2? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Am I going to have enough for if I count by 2s? Is everything going to fit? So let's count by 2s. So this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. You're doing this to your paper. 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. That's good enough.
Each goes by 2.
Each line is going by 2, but each of these lines we said we're gonna count just by 1. Alright, so I am ready to graph this, and all I have to do, when x is at a 1, x is down here, how high do I need to go for the y? What is my y when x is 1?
8.25.
8.25, so I need to go past the 8 just a little bit and put a point. My calibration is off a bit, so my point is off. Then 2, I need to go to 1650. So, goodness, my calibration is off big time. Then 3, I'm going to 2475. Where's 24 at? Right there. Oh gosh. I hope y'all's looks better than mine. 4 is 33 even. So 33 is gonna fall directly between what two?
32 and 34.
32 and 34.
Wait, I'm confused now. What do you mean?
I'm gonna connect those with a line. You could use your ID for a straight edge. I'm gonna start at this corner. Woo! That's
Perfect.
a curvy line, but
Perfect.
thanks. I appreciate
Yes.
the support.
If you believe you can do
Use your ID and make yours straighter, hopefully. Connect your points. Thanks, I tried harder.
Yep. No problem.
And that, I made a table and I sketched a graph. Have I answered all parts of this question? Yes, I have. But was it a lot of math?
Yes. No.
It was just really knowing my vocabulary words. So what do you really need to know for your test tomorrow? Vocabulary words. Okay, I'm gonna split you up and tell you what problem your group will be working. I'm gonna give you a sheet of poster paper. First, you're working in your workbook. Then you'll transfer it to your poster paper for other people to check. Thanks for listening. Do good on your test tomorrow.
Hit that bit.
Subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell.